Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. Today we discuss a superb white gold 2025 limited edition of 25 pieces. This is the Chopard L.U.C XPS 1860 Officers for Hodinkee, a Chopard watch that is both chronometer and Geneva hallmark, inspired by the American watch blog Hodinkee. The timepiece is easy to wear. In white gold, 40 millimeters in diameter, 8 millimeters thick, lug-to-lug 48 millimeters, with a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs. It's easy to wear, comfortable, flat, flush. Wears well on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, easily slides underneath a shirt cuff. I believe it would wear well on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference. So you got a little bit of clearance if your wrist is a tiny bit smaller than mine. The strap is a sort of hybrid of olive drab green and gray. It's very flat, it's very distinctly muted. It is almost what a slate green would look like, if you catch my drift. Then you have this hot stamped texture on top of the calfskin leather, a monotone stitch, a sheer cut edge that's been lacquered that same green for refinement, calfskin on the bottom, and you can see no crimping, no gouging. This is a brand new factory strap. We got a pin buckle. Note the combination of facets, curves, polish, and satin. A lot of thought went into this piece. There are no default designs anywhere on this watch, even on a part that many brands will overlook. This is nicely done. Taking a look at the case, the lugs are simple. They're blended into the case band, but instead of polish or longitudinal satination, we have a less conventional and less obvious vertical satination that runs along the case band. The bezel is slightly stepped in from the side of the case, and then it's very flat. It's still domed, but it is super flat, almost like a Patek Philippe 5107. We've got a crown with the Louis Chopard branding, and it has a coaxial pusher that acts as a release for the engine-turned solid gold caseback. So that's how that works right there. It's actually quite a bit of fun to play with. And then you get inside, and there will be lots to say about that. But first, let's talk about the dial. There's a very slight camber to the sapphire. It's almost flat. The dial is made by dial-making all-star Metalem. Metalem has made dials for everyone from Jaeger-LeCoultre to Philippe Dufour, so no job too big and no job too small. So what they started with here is a disc of solid gold. That's right, this is a gold dial. They then turned it on an engine to create the center disc, the sub-seconds, and of course, this unique guilloche pattern, which is echoed on the also engine-turned caseback. Now, the watch includes a chronometer certification. It is true. It's also Geneva hallmark, so it's a rare double certification, but wait, there's more. It is triple certification because this gold, this white gold, is also fair mined. All of the gold that Chopard uses is now fair mined. We have this unique fusion style hand that's neither baton nor needle nor Dauphine, but elements of all. We have white gold hands, white gold indices, and you can see that the indices in particular have been beautifully faceted to reflect light in dramatic ways. And then we have a chemin de fer outboard for reading the minutes. Take a close look. The little indices that are printed are the same shape as the applique. And then we have this little grooved concentric pattern or azurage that runs across the minute scale. We also have the same on the small seconds. You may wonder, does it feature a hacking function? Yes, it does. Thank you for asking. It also features a quick set date in case the watch should run down or encounter an irregular length month. And attention to detail, the disc is the same color as the dial. Now the part you wanted to see. By the way, there is a protective sticker on this caseback, so if it looks like it's media blasted or flatted out in some way, it's just a sticker. Now the movement is the action side. This is where the legacy of Michel Parmigiani and the very first in-house Chopard calibers is still very much alive. There's a little bit of adhesive here, don't mind that. But the original caliber 196, debuted in 1996, had his fingerprints all over it, and it's evolved gracefully. You could see a combination of Geneva hallmark, 5-position adjustment, chronometer certification, 2 stacked barrels, 65-hour power reserve. We've got a balance right here. We'll stop this so you can better see that balance. We've got a balance that oscillates at 4 Hertz. It has an overcoil hairspring for concentric breathing of the coils and better positional timekeeping as you shift it through different positions. Now, of course, Chopard has several different regional offices and factories, and for this movement to earn the Poinçon de Genève, it must be substantially built and finished in Geneva, and that is not where Chopard has its headquarters. Chopard has a Geneva branch that provides for the assembly and the decoration of these Geneva seal movements. Again, that little bit of adhesive is bothering me, but that's all it is. Those twin stacked barrels provide the 65-hour power reserve. You can see we have a beautiful mirror polished steel swan's neck fine adjustment mechanism with a Geneva style polished and capped stud holder, a lovely 22-karat mass that winds, the micro rotor giving you the big open display caseback vista that you would get with a manual wind, but with the convenience of automatic winding, while keeping everything as thin as if it were a manual wind. It's 30 meters water resistant, so don't test your luck on that regard, but it is an everyday dress watch. It's something you can wear without looking frumpy, if you know what I mean. 29 jewels. You can see that the movement features beautiful stripes. Even the jewel and screw sinks are beveled. The beveling itself is world-class. Mirrored, polished, and rounded. We have engine turning in several different sizes on the base plate. Screw heads are polished with chamfered slots in circumference, and then the wheels, where visible, are satinated along with the barrel covers. It is just a dream come true. Let's take a look at what's inside. You can see this is individually numbered. And Geneva seal is now a standard for the entire watch, has been since about mid-2012, so it's not just a stamp on the movement anymore, and you can see it as a limited edition for Hodinkee, and this was number 24. If you love this watch, and I can't see why you wouldn't, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.